Hey guys, how are we doing today? This is Morgan Tapp with Papillon House Bookkeeping, and if you guys are just tuning in to my little slice of internet heaven over here, then let me introduce myself. My company, Papillon House Bookkeeping, is a professional bookkeeping company that is kind of, I guess, tailored or, yeah, okay, tailored. We're going to go with tailored for architects and attorneys, small businesses. We can help anyone, but those are our specialties. And I like to hop over here once a week and talk to you guys about things that have been going on in the business, things that maybe we're talking about, things that clients are talking about. I like to give you guys like little tips and tricks on how to run your business better or as it pertains to finances, okay? And I try to be fun and entertaining, and I'm a little ridiculous sometimes. Yeah, that's pretty much me. Everyone always talks about authenticity. Well, can't get much more authentic than purple hair, huh? So, today I have a hard topic, all right? Don't freak out, don't panic, but we are going to talk about money anxiety. Hold on, don't leave me. It's not going to be all woo woo, it's not going to be all crazy. We're not going to like delve into your childhood here. But we are business owners, so we have to acknowledge, oh, I hate the glare. This is why I usually take my glasses off, but then I can't see as well. Um, we have to acknowledge that how we think about money influences how we run our businesses. And oh right, I can't take it anymore. They gotta go. Um, and as we run through this sometimes lonely entrepreneurial journey, where we have to really think about like what are we going to do? When is the best time to grow? What is the best decision? Should I spend my money? Should I not spend my money? You have to acknowledge that like how you were raised influences that. And some of that can be really great and some of it can't be really or can also not be really great. See, told you 100% authentic. So, we're going to talk about maybe a little bit of how you were raised and how that can influence how you treat your company and how maybe we can do better, right? Because we always need to do better. The day we stop growing is the day we give up, right? So, let's start with what the heck is money anxiety? Is this the new catchphrase? Well, maybe a little, but I don't know. I'm old, so I don't really subscribe to all the catchphrases. But society tells us how to spend our money and our time, but that's a different conversation for a different day. It tells us to be frugal, but it also tells us to, what is that? The me culture, where you need to do everything for yourself to make yourself happy. Um, it tells like your family, society tells us that we need to delegate, but it also says that you should do everything yourself. It also depends on the role um, that you're in your company. It tells you, like, based on the type of company you have, your area of practice, there's all these different unspoken rules on what you should do and how to be the best leader, right? Um, and you have to acknowledge that that's real so that you can try to figure out how much of it you should listen to. Let's just call it like it is. So let's talk a little bit about perception, right? In this day and age, and probably all of them, for as far back as we can know, as far as history, or as far back as we can imagine, money or goods has always been viewed as a measure of success and the ticket to happiness or a source of stress, depending on how you want to look at it. But it is what it is. The more you have, the more you're expected to do. And the more you do, the more you're expected to maintain. And that's really difficult. Um, Also, our family, our the way, like I've said it 3 times now, the way we were raised plays a significant role in shaping our beliefs and attitudes towards money. If you were raised that you should pinch every penny, then when you get into business, you're going to pinch every penny. You're not going to spend because you're going to think that that makes you a bad business owner. Or conversely, if you were encouraged to take calculated risks or invest or spend money, if that's how your childhood was, then when you go into business, you're going to do the same things. So you have to think about that. How are you running your business? Do you try to do everything? Do you wear all of the hats in the company? CEO, financial manager. Um, for my attorneys, are you the attorney, the paralegal, the office manager, and the bookkeeper? For my architects, are you designer and construction? Like, do you do everything? Do you do all the phases? Do you design it all too? Do you subcontract any of it out? Um, or are you also running the invoices and chasing down clients and coming up with all the design work and then doing the design work? Because you guys know that there's a difference. Um, how is that treating you if you are? And why? Is it control? Are you afraid that no one can do it as good as you? Or is it because you don't want to spend anything because then maybe you won't have any profits next month? Are you as profitable as you could be because you are wearing all those hats? And if the answer is no, then are you really actually maximizing your ability to make revenue? I know that's hard. I'm going to let that sit for a second. Okay, second's over. All right, here's the hard truth. If you never spend your money, you're not going to make as much. That whole you have to spend money to make money. But here's why. You are one person and there are 24 hours in a day, same as everyone else. You get to choose how you spend those 24 hours. If your zone of genius, that is a new phrase, if your strength is being an attorney, or your strength is being an architect or a contractor, then you are leaving money on the table by also doing paralegal work or design work, design implementation, or bookkeeping work or office management work. You can charge more for doing the thing you're good at and then have enough money to then pay somebody to do some of the other things that you are not as good at but need to get done to run an effective business. That's how you grow. And if you're hearing me and you're getting angry or irritated and thinking, I don't know what I'm talking about, well, okay, sure, you're entitled to that opinion. But I would challenge you to think about why you feel that way. Because if you're feeling that way because you don't want to let go of your money, then you should look at yourself. And I know that sounds so awful. I don't mean to be rude, but you got to think about how was I conditioned to think about money and how am I bringing that into my business? Now, I'm not saying run out there and hire 10 people and do nothing. That's the other end of the spectrum, okay? If you were raised that you should delegate everything and it's not your responsibility, well, that's a different thing. But let's face it, most of us were taught to be frugal. We were. Most of us were taught to do it all ourselves. And I am not talking about the whole me mentality where you need to, I don't know, whatever, like go get a milkshake every week or something like that. Like whatever. If that's what floats your boat, then fine. Go get a milkshake every week. We can put that into the budget. But you know what I'm talking about, okay? Like let's be honest here. I just want everyone to be happy and make all the money they can and live their lives to their fullest. I mean, genuinely, that is my goal. But sometimes I come over here and things kind of weigh on me because I watch you guys. I mean, I do the books every single week, every single month, and I watch you guys. Some of y'all struggle because you're not hiring somebody and you're doing everything and you're exhausted. And I want you guys to understand that it's not really your fault. And that is not me taking responsibility off of your shoulders when it should be. If any of my clients are watching, you guys know that I will tell you if you're doing something wrong. But if you're really just worried and you think that you have to do it all because no one can do it as good as you because you are everything to this company, then and you can't spend any money because then you'll instantly fail, that is money anxiety. And that is something that we can fix, which means you get to be happier, okay? How do we tackle this? You have to understand yourself. You have to explore your personal life story and think about yourself and acknowledge that you have anxiety when it comes to money and you don't know what to do about it. Then you have to figure out where your professional goals are and kind of align them with your core values. If your core value is to be frugal and get the best bang for your buck, okay, do that. But that doesn't mean do nothing, okay? That means get the best bang for your buck. Figure out where your biggest hole is and then fill it. And understand that your biggest achievement, uh, what do they call that? Revenue producing tasks is yourself, is that thing that you went to school for, that thing that you are passionate about. That is how you maintain frugality, is by maximizing your asset, which is yourself. You are the product. So, educate yourself. Educate yourself about financial management, investment, tax strategies. Hello. And that's what we do. And then just be, like mindful of yourself, mindful of your growth. Embrace those practices that will help you manage that stress so that when something comes along and you get nervous, you can breathe through it. Like, for example, let's pretend retirement is your money anxiety. Let's pull this into something real world. All right. You know you have to retire, and every time you think about retirement, it's overwhelming and you're stressed out because you just know that it's way too much money and you're never going to get there. Okay, well, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So you start by educating yourself. What are the various retirement options? How much does it take to get started? Then you make a budget and you look and you say, okay, well, I'm this old. I want this much money. Here's where I have to go to get it. All right. And then you start small. Like what, let's say $10,000. Okay, well, I don't have $10,000 today. All right. Do you have $500? Huh. Well, yeah, I have $500. Okay, so we start small and you build on it. And then every time you think about retirement, well, now you're educated. So now the biggest reason we get nervous or scared of things is because we don't understand them, right? That's oldest time. So now, if once you've educated yourself, when you go to think about retirement and you go to think about increasing or maintaining, well, now you don't have as much anxiety because you have knowledge to fall back on. You have a plan in place. So now there is less anxiety around that task or that goal that is involving money. Now let's pretend that your money anxiety is hiring. Okay. You know you need to hire somebody, but you don't know what to do because they are going to cost too much. Okay. Well, have you ever considered starting part time? If you know you need to hire a paralegal or a contractor or a bookkeeper, then start with part time. Maybe you don't need to jump into that 60, 70, $100,000 role right out the gate. Start with offering them a job that they can work into and start them at part time, a part time salary that they can grow with bonuses and incentives and ways to get them to produce more so that it's less on your bottom line. Now, there's 100 ways to talk about that. It's really hard to come up with all these strategies when I don't have specific situations, but these are some of the most common things that cross our desk that we help people kind of solve and talk about and think about. My point is that if you can relax when it comes to that anxiety that you feel about your business and money and all of that, then you can start to work through it. But I really feel, I maintain, guys, that the first thing you have to do is understand where you come from so that you can get where you want to be. I know that's a little deep. I know that's a little awkward. It's a little outside our norm, but it's important, okay? Because I work with numbers. I work with money all day, every single one of my clients. Obviously, I am a bookkeeping company. But, you know, I also understand what it's like to be worried about all of those things. And I listen to my clients worry about those things. And I just wanted to come over here and talk about it for a minute. Like be open, right? How we think about money affects how we make money. And we are all interested in making money on this entrepreneurial journey. So let's not be the biggest hurdle in our way. I hope I said that right. But I hope I didn't put anyone off. I hope I didn't offend any of y'all. If I did, I'm sorry. If you have any questions or you want to talk to me about how to grow and maybe what is giving you anxiety with regard to money, then reach out. I'm super easy to get in touch with. My name is Morgan Tapp, and my company, Papillon House Bookkeeping. We have a website, papillon.house. Email me, morgan@papillon.house. I'm all over social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of the things. You can find me. Just look me up. I would be happy to talk to you whether you're a client or not, because that's what we do over here. But I hope you guys have a great week and a great day, and I will see you next time and talk to you soon. Bye.